Welcome back to our College Chat series. I'm Angie, and joining me today is our Director of Undergraduate Admissions, Mike Gavick. We hope in these episodes, if you haven't seen any in the series yet, that we take a big part of the college admissions process and break it down into a bite-sized piece that allows you to start some conversations at home and navigate this process a little bit at a time. Today, Mike, we're going to talk a little bit about the actual application process, and I think for so many students, that's where it gets really overwhelming. There's so much going on. The idea of just starting feels a little bit daunting. Can you share a little bit about the general timeline of this process and what are some things that students can expect to set themselves up for success?
Yeah, so with all the seniors right now getting ready to start their senior year, I think it's really important that, one, they take their time, enjoy their summer, and then, of course, whenever you start to think about the application and when you want to submit it, really the best time is going to be sometime around September 1st, to be honest. And I say that because, one, those students are going to be back in school. Right. Kind of need your counselor and those folks to write recommendations, send transcripts in. You may be able to reach out to a testing agency if you took a test score, like an ACT or an SAT, and get those sent out to colleges. But ideally, September 1st and November 1st is going to help you be well ahead of any deadlines, make sure that you're eligible for any scholarships and direct admission to majors as well, too.
So let's break that down a little bit. The actual application, where can students find that?
Yeah, sure. So there are two different ways for Bradley that you can apply. One of those being just a standard application like every university and college will have, and that's where you go to the college's website to jump online and start to fill out the information. It's going to ask you for basic information. It's going to ask you to obviously remember to send in things after you submit it. And then, of course, there's an essay component as well. And that essay can be submitted right at the time of the application, or it can be submitted later as well, too. And then there's the common application, and with the Common App, really you can take the Common Application and almost make that one app that you were sending per school individually and turn it into one app that you can send to multiple schools just by checking boxes for each of those schools that you're interested in. So we accept the Common App. Many other schools are now on the Common App as well, so it really does help students to get those applications done quickly, easily, and then your schools can really send digital transcripts, digital recommendations as well to the schools.
So even just listening to you talk about that, there's different kinds of applications, there's different things, there's different recommendations, there's different dates and deadlines. How are students supposed to keep all of this on track and organized, and what recommendations do you have for that?
Sure, a couple of things. So all of the schools that you apply to are going to have one, a status page, if you will. Those status pages are going to help you know what material is still missing, what's due. As you progress through the process, it's going to tell you if new materials are needed to be submitted as well. And I know you'll love this, but you know, it doesn't hurt to make a spreadsheet and really kind of keep track of those schools you've applied to, and then you can always jot down in that spreadsheet what materials were needed. And then as you go through the process, becoming an applicant, getting admitted, becoming an enrolled student, you can really kind of track yourself through each of those. It even helps too to put some of your scholarship numbers in there, financial aid, things like that. So it's really all in one place. You can share that with your parents or guardians, and everybody can be well informed as you kind of navigate the process.
And as we talk about navigating the process, we break down these big topics, right? And I think for a lot of students, the last 3 or 4 years, one of those big topics has been test optional. And what does that mean? Does it apply to me? Again, when we talk about things that make students nervous, that ambiguity is one of them. So what does test optional actually mean?
Yeah, so with test optional, truly in its simplest form, test optional means you can apply to a university, be admitted to any program, earn scholarship, all without submitting a test score, be that an SAT or an ACT. So pretty simple, that's the simplest form, but truly when you think test optional, it does become a difficult decision for students because you may have that test score on hand, you may be very proud of it, and like, okay, I really want that school to have it, or you may think, oh, I'm not sure if this is going to get me into program X, Y, or Z. Really, with test optional, it kind of takes all of that anxiety away and allows you to really just apply and almost kind of stand on your work that you've done for 3 years at the time with high school.
I love that. So really what you're saying is optional really means optional, and it allows the student to kind of have the choice in this process. As we kind of wrap up, what advice do you have for students? They really do get so nervous, but I think one of the coolest parts of our job is we get to see those applications on the other side, and that's a pretty cool privilege that we have.
Yeah, so Gosh, if I was to give advice, I mean, I've been in admissions for about 15 years now, so I've
Okay,
seen
we're
a
gonna
number
date
of
ourselves.
things,
Good.
number of applications come through over my time. I would say the one thing that still stands out to me after all those years is keep your parents involved. Ask questions, let them ask questions. It's going to help everybody really kind of bring everything together. And that's why I talked a little bit about the spreadsheet and getting everybody involved in that. One step to take that even further is create an actual application email this summer or in the summer prior to your senior year, and just make sure that with that, you share that info with your parents, and that's going to help you really kind of keep track of all those application deadlines and everything coming in from those schools, and allow kind of everybody to do that without losing it in your personal email as well, and not overwhelming your personal email with all the university emails you will be
We
getting.
do send a lot of mail. And so with that, we're going to wrap up this episode of College Chat. And again, we know these are big topics. And so what I hope you heard today is the best thing you can do is just start. If you have questions, reach out to the school and ask, because we're here to help. See you on the next episode.